Hi guys, it's Pooja here and you are watching IVF part 3 in which I am going to talk about egg fertilization process and embryo development process. So let's talk about it. In my previous video, I have already spoken about how egg retrieval happened and how sperms are collected. So I hope you have watched that video. So in this video, basically when you are done with your egg retrieval process and your partner's sperms are collected, after that it would send to IVF laboratory where fertilization happens. It has two techniques. First process is a natural process in which your embryologist will leave egg and sperm together in the plate, and then eggs and sperm select each other which one is the best for the process. That's why it is called natural process. In another way, there is a process called ICSI, which I have already spoken about it. Your embryologist will inject each sperm into each egg, and that's why it is called sperm injection technique. Usually this technique is more favorable nowadays because it has committed result, but it's all up to you. You can take your own decision. Usually 7 to 8 eggs get into fertilization process and the success ratio is 50-50. If you have 8 eggs ready for fertilization, then maybe 4 eggs will be in the process of becoming embryo. It happens like that, then probably you can use embryo for future use as well, and you can save those embryo. This is a good technique for having children in future. The process of becoming embryos is carefully monitored in the IVF laboratory, and usually those embryos will be left for 4 to 5 days because they had to come out from all the hurdles to become a successful embryo. Then your embryologist will select good embryo to transfer. Now let's talk about which embryo is good to transfer. So when this process happens, usually a few health advisors suggest 3rd day embryo or few suggest 5th day embryo. But if I talk about success ratio, then 5th day embryo has more successful ratio than 3rd day embryo. So nowadays usually embryologists prefer 5th day embryo for the transfer process. And if I talk about fresh embryo is good or frozen embryo is good to transfer, then it depends upon your choice. But if I talk practically, if you are using donor egg, then it may be possible that you have to go for frozen embryo process. It has very successful ratio and it is very common nowadays, so you can choose accordingly. Now let's talk about what are the medication required before transferring the embryo, because this is really important part of the IVF process. Before 14 to 21 days of embryo transfer, you have to start taking your medications and you cannot skip it at all. In those medication, it include estrogen and progesterone hormones, which are basically responsible to prepare a uterus lining so that your embryo can attach to the uterus wall. In those medications, it includes oral medications and some injectable hormones medications which you have to take every day or every alternate day. It depends upon your health advisor suggestion, but usually those injections are preferred to take every day, and you can take those injections on your own because practically it is not possible for you to visit hospital every day, and it's a very easy process. You can learn how to do that from hospital nurses, and then you can do it on your own, or your husband can do that for you. When you are on with your medications, you have to go for ultrasound frequently because your embryologist will check that your uterus lining is fully prepared to transfer the embryo, and besides that you have to go for blood test as well to check your progesterone level, and those tests are pretty important because of those test result your embryologist will take decision further to transfer the embryo. So this is all about how fertilization happens and what are the medications required for embryo transfer. I hope this information helped you further to take decision. In my upcoming video, I am going to talk about what are the procedure of embryo transfer. So stay tuned, and if you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you so much. I'll see you in next video.